Hey, what's up guys? Sean here, back with another video. As most of you know, I should be packing up right now to head out on our river adventure, but with the whole thing with the coronavirus, that's obviously not going to work right now, so we're going to have to postpone that trip for, just a little while. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get that thing done pretty soon. But what we're going to do today is we're going to hike out roughly 50 yards or so and take this new pack off that I got. Most of you know that I was searching for a new pack because the other pack didn't quite fit me right. So I got this military surplus Molly 2 large pack, and we're going to take this thing out there. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to lay everything out for you and show you what I can carry in it. Then we're going to set up a simple, just a backyard overnight camp out. Alright guys, so this is my new pack. This is the Molly 2 Army Surplus. It's a large pack. I kind of looked around to see what was going to fit me best. Decided to go with the large pack rather than the medium. Figured I could always pack less in there if I wanted to, but if I do want the space, I'd rather have the large. So now we're going to go ahead and take my tarp out, lay it on the ground, and then I'm going to take all the stuff out of here and show you what I've got to carry. Let's get to it. Okay, so this pack is going to work out really good for me. It is the right size for my shoulders. It's got plenty of room for me to be able to pack everything I need in here. Now in the bottom I carry my sleep system. Everything down here, I'll take it out in a second and I'll show you. But up here, obviously, I've got a big hank of paracord. Inside here is just one big bucket, and I've got my tarp inside there. Now on this side, it came with one sustainment pouch. These typically have two sustainment pouches, but it only came with one. So as you can see, I put my cook system and everything on this side. Plus, it's got my canister for boiling water. So we'll get into the sustainment pouch in a minute. First, I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. Now what I've done, you can see here, I've got a garbage bag inside it, and that helps keep everything dry. These have a little bit of waterproof. I'm sorry about this wind. It has a little bit of waterproofing on the inside of it. This just helps keep everything waterproof. So it doesn't look the best, but I'd rather have my gear dry. So the first thing right in the top of it, I've got my tarp. It's a DD Hammock tarp, 3x3. So we're gonna lay this out on the ground, and then we'll start pulling everything out of here. I had to take the pack down from the tree there. This wind's starting to kick up, so it's trying to blow my tarp away. So anyway, let's get started. The bottom of the pack, I'm gonna open this thing up. So in the bottom of the pack here, got my Sportneer hammock. This is my camp pillow. My underquilt, which I will not be needing tonight, but I've got it with me if I need it. Also my sleeping bag, which, more than likely I probably won't have to have that tonight either. So that's all my sleep system, including my hammock, in this bottom pocket. So now what we've got in the big pouch, if I can get it set up, may have to prop it up. Okay, so what we got in the big pouch is I have my ditty bag. I've got my knife. Got my cutting board. This thing's pretty cool. Cost me $2 at Gander Outdoors. Little thin cutting board. Really like that. I have got a canteen, or not a canteen, a Boy Scout cook set with just a little grill. That's going to come in handy here in a little while, and I'll show you why. I've got my camp chair, which we won't be putting together today. I've got my silky saw. Okay, in that pocket, the only other thing I've got besides a few pieces of clothing is my camp towel. It's a Sea to Summit large towel. I'm a large fella, takes a large towel. All right, so that's this big pocket, the front pocket. So now, the sustainment pouch. Sustainment pouch is more or less my almost like just a bigger ditty bag. I've got things in there that I might need to get to quick. Headlamp, my gloves, phone charger, camera charger. I've got my water filter set up. It's a Sawyer Mini. I've got a bandana in here, my fire kit, just a little simple first aid kit, and I've got a leftover spool of jute twine. So that's the sustainment pouch. Now the only thing I've got left on this kit is this cook system. So in the front pocket on this cook system, I've got my little Luxottica gas stove. I've got a gas can for the stove. My stainless steel water bottle with the bail to hang it. I've got my Totes titanium spork in this little bag. And then I've got my, this is also a Luxottica, what's this, I think this is 750, yeah, 750 milliliter pot with a lid. So that's what we've got that I carry in this pack. That's everything that I would pretty much need to go camping. I can filter water, I've got my cook system, I've got my sleep system. So that's everything I carry in this pack. So we're gonna go ahead and get set up. We're gonna set the hammock up, get ready to do just a simple, you know, just a backyard overnight camp. So let's get this thing set up, and then I'm gonna tell you about the fire we're gonna be doing tonight. So stick around for that. Okay, so before we can get set up, I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut this limb off here and maybe this one here too. Give us a little more headroom at this little area right here. So I'm gonna pull this down. Up a little room. Now the way this hammock is set up, you're supposed to run 2 ridge lines and separate the center, but it's just a pain in the butt to do that, so I don't do it that way. I just run my ridge lines together, and it's funny because as you let that center sag, it makes a good place for your phone. At night, you can actually turn your phone sideways and sit in there and watch a movie or something, or listen to a book, and actually turns out to be kind of a cool way to do it. So rather than do the whole 2 ridge line thing, I just do it this way. So I couldn't handle everything all scattered out like that. I had to pack everything up back in the pack before I could finish. Plus I needed everything off the tarp anyway. So I think we're going to set up in a diamond configuration if I've got enough room. Which honestly I may not have. No, I can already tell you I don't. Okay. Well, that's what it's all about, right? Go with a different plan. We're going to go with a little A-frame with a porch. Sorta. This is actually one of my favorites, especially if I'm down at the river where I'll have a pretty view. I gotta bring it this way. Okay, so that should work out pretty nice. I'll stake this front out and then I'll pull the back down, and that should get us set up pretty good. It's all kind of windy today. But that's okay. It's hot today, so maybe it'll cool it off some tonight. Okay, so I'm gonna add this tie out, or the guy line, to this corner. I've already got one on the other corner. Like that. Get this thing staked down, and then I'll be back. Okay, now we got it all set up. I'll take you to show you what it looks like under it. Alright, so that's what we got up under it. That should let some breeze blow through there tonight, and we should be in pretty good shape. Now we got to work on getting some firewood and stuff together. Well, I guess the fortunate and unfortunate side effect of camping in your backyard is if something needs to be taken care of, you got to stop what you're doing and go take care of it. So, got something I got to go handle, and then I'll be back with you here in just a little bit. Alright, so I made it back. I ended up having to go all the way to town, take care of something, and rush on back here so I can try to get everything done for the camp tonight. One of the things that we're going to have to deal with is, because of this virus and the unnecessary need for first responders to deal with wildfires, there is a burn ban going on. Well, you know, I'm right here on my property. I'm literally, you know, one garden hose away from where I'm going to be building my fire here. But what I'm going to teach you how to do today should alleviate that whole problem. We're going to do a Dakota Fire Pit, and we're going to cook our food over that. So we're going to have to get the shovel and get started digging that hole. Okay, so I tried the trench style, but this sand is just too soft. So I'm going to have to go with the old school 2-hole fire pit. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the first hole being roughly maybe 1.5 foot across, a foot, more like a foot probably. But with the sand soft like it is, we'll have to see. Okay, that probably doesn't need to be any bigger than that. So that thing's maybe 1 foot across, maybe not even quite a foot. So I'm going to dig me another hole over here, and then we'll join the two with a vent hole. So we're going to dig down here. Okay, now we're going to have to start trying to tunnel back under, and I'm going to go get us a digging stick here in just a second. Alright, I'm going to go find us a digging stick. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just carve a little flat spot on this stick, and use it for digging. Okay, so I've got a nice flat spot on there to dig with. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to shove this stick through to that other hole. There we go. Now that'll act as a vent hole and allow air to get through. Alright, now it's time to clean it out. Alright, there we have it. Okay, so this hole connects all the way through to this hole. Okay, so the nice thing about having a Dakota Fire Pit is your fire will actually be below the surface of the ground, and it will keep your visual signature down. So if you were stealth camping, this would help kind of hide your position. Also, it will burn hotter with less fuel, and it will have less smoke. Okay, so what I've done, I've gone and cut a good bit of pretty good sized sticks to go down in here, and that's going to start our fire. Noticing I'm leaving it open on this side so it can get air. I'll start with smaller sticks now, and then what we'll do is we'll put the smaller kindling on top and light that on fire. I decided I want to try something a little bit different today. I haven't done it in a while, and I actually have never done it with this pine straw. So I'm going to put the lighter down. Today we are going to try to do fire steel, or no, char cloth and flint and steel. Now, typically these pine needles don't work all that well as a bird nest because they don't hold together that well. But let's just see what happens. See if we can even get an ember. This kit that I've got here, I used it at oh man, I can't remember. I used it in one of my videos, and it really works well. I can find a sharp point on here. I don't know why I'm using it with my wrong hand. There we go. See that? Alright, so let's try this craziness here. Put this in here. This is not even a bird nest, this is a pile. Yeah. Alright. Let's try it again. We ain't gonna give up yet. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, find us another point. Oh yeah. There we go. That's another hot spot again. There we go. That worked out all right. We can get it to go now. Trick with these is not to put too much on there at one time and smother it. Alright, well, let's see if that'll burn on down. Well, I have to say, I'm kind of surprised that that worked as good as it did. A lot of times that pine straw is so dry that it actually will just crumble up and won't bird nest, which I was, encountering some of that, but as you can see, it actually worked, so pleasantly surprised about that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and apologize for all the farm animal noises in the background. Can't help it. Like I said, this is a backyard, backyard overnight camp out, and we have animals around here, so I really like to have that peaceful sound in the background. It's nice. It makes the camp out a little more peaceful, but nothing I can do about that today. And honestly, I enjoy the farm sounds. I know they may not come across as pleasant on the camera though, so like I said, I apologize in advance for that. So one of the perks of camping here from home is being able to just run inside and grab the stuff for dinner. So tonight for dinner, I have just a couple of these better cheddar sausages and some buns, and I've got some cheese to go on them and some mustard. And for dessert, I have a macadamia nut, white macadamia nut cookie. So that should be pretty good for dessert. I forgot it was in the chair and I sat on it. So it's broke, but it'll still be delicious. Now if I can just fight these dogs off for this dinner, I'll be lucky. You want to know what another perk is of camping right here at the house? your wife bringing you a mixed drink. That's a perk. Cheers, everybody. I hope you guys are all being safe and doing everything you're supposed to be doing with the social distancing and everything. But I hope, above all, I hope everybody is well. You know, I'm not going to say what's right or wrong. I don't know, in my opinion, if closing the state parks was the right thing to do. Hell, that's the easiest way for a lot of people to get away from everybody. But I understand they had to shut the parks down so they didn't have to have people working there and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, there are those people that will go in a group of 20 people to go camping, so, which I don't understand that either. But, like I said, I'm not going to say what's right or wrong. I know it just makes it tougher on some of us to be able to go camping, or to be able to, you know, not lose our freaking minds, for one thing. But I'm fortunate myself to be able to have this place here. This may not be the ideal place to camp, but as you can see, I'm making it work. And a lot of it, that's what it's about, just making your situation work. Whether it's everybody getting together in the evening and playing Monopoly or cards, or, you know, finding a new Netflix series to watch, or, you know, binge watching your favorite YouTube channel and then, you know, sharing each one of the videos on Facebook to all of your friends. That's another thing you could do. But, you know, that's just a suggestion. I'm not saying you have to do that. But I'm talking about this channel, by the way. But anyway, I hope everything is going good for everybody. I know this is a tough time. And, yeah, I figured I'd just make the best of it and try to make you another video and something for you guys to watch. And hopefully it'll keep your mind occupied for, you know, 30 or 45 minutes or whatever this video turns out to be, and at least keep your mind occupied and off of everything for that amount of time anyway. So again, I appreciate all of you guys watching the videos, and it means the world to me. You know, when I got into this, I didn't do it for numbers. I didn't do it anything like that. I just wanted to get other people to start going back outside and doing some things, and I've had people tell me that they're doing that, and, you know, all of that's worth it. But the numbers translate into whether or not it's working, you know, and I have a hard time not focusing on those numbers sometimes too, and I know that's the wrong thing to do, but I can't help it sometimes. That's just me. Is it wrong to eat this macadamia nut cookie before my sausages? I'm an adult. I can do what I want to do, right? I'm eating the cookie. If you haven't already, go over to our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. Follow all of those. Leave me a comment on there somewhere and let me know you did it. That'd be real cool. So right now I'm gonna enjoy this mixed drink and this cookie. That's kind of a crazy mix, huh? But I'm gonna enjoy this mixed drink and this cookie, and I'm gonna wait for those sausages to get done. So I will catch up with you in a minute. Okay, so I've got my bun and some cheese. Got this nicely cooked sausage. I'm gonna sit here and eat my dinner and enjoy this, drink some more of that mixed drink, and then I'm gonna stoke this fire back up and enjoy that for a little while. I'll see you guys in the morning. Hey, good morning, guys. So, as you can probably hear in the background, got the roosters crowing this morning. To be honest with you, I've been up since probably about 5 or so. Roosters crowing. The bugs got bad last night for just a little while, but then they kind of died off. It started cooling down. I got some pretty good sleep last night. But I laid in the hammock for a while this morning, and now it's time to get this coffee on, get this breakfast made. Should be a pretty good breakfast this morning. I'm gonna have to work on getting this fire going this morning. It's kind of wanting to be slow, so if I want some coffee, I better get back to that. And I want some coffee, so we better get to it. And one of the nice things about this place is I have no shortage of blowdown. We've had enough storms through here that I've got a lot of limbs and stuff on the ground, so right now I don't have any shortage of dry wood, and I've got all the small tinder I need to get this fire going good. So that is one of the perks of having a piece of property like this where you can kind of go scavenge your own wood. That makes it pretty nice. So for those of you who may be new to this channel, I do a lot of fire videos. I like to build fires and kind of explain how they're used and how you might be able to use it yourself. Well, technically, I'm not using this Dakota Fire Pit the way it was designed, or the way it's designed to be used. Dakota Fire Pit is designed to keep your heat signature low and your visual signature low. The idea is for stealth camping and things like that, where you can build a fire in a hole and keep your fire below the ground. This video was basically, I wanted to do a Dakota Fire Pit, more or less just to show you how it works and kind of tell you why you would use it. And you know, the fact that we are under a burn ban here, this Dakota Fire Pit keeps my little fire here a lot more safe to use. Now, like I said yesterday, or earlier in the video yesterday, I'm one garden hose away from the stalls up there, so if anything happened, I could easily go grab a garden hose and put it out before it got away from me. So, yeah, I guess technically I'm against the rules right now, but I'm doing it in a safe way. I know that doesn't make it better, but in my opinion, I'm doing it in a safe way. So that's just my justification for it. Probably still not the best idea, but it's what I'm doing. But I got my coffee made, and time to make me another cup of coffee. When you're out here drinking out of one of these metal cups, I always suggest that you only pour, you know, half a cup of coffee or so at a time, because the metal will cool off pretty quick and it will cool your coffee off. It's easier to keep your coffee hot inside the pot. But it's hot now. I have to say, I've had a good time out here. I've had a really good time out here, even though, you know, I've got roosters crowing and donkeys braying and the horse bellowing and the pigs over there making his noise. I had to, as soon as I got up and started moving around this morning, I had to go ahead and feed everybody so they wouldn't drive me crazy. But, you know, that's all part of it, your backyard camping, I guess. You know what I need? I need a hook right here to hang my coffee off of. I bet I could make that work. There we go. Perfect. Just what I needed. Awesome. Okay, so we all make mistakes, and some are dumber than others. Let me tell you a little secret about cast iron. Just because you got on a pair of leather gloves doesn't mean that that thing's not going to burn you. Like an idiot, and I know better, I just reached down and grabbed the handle of that cast iron frying pan, even though it was hanging off the edge of the fire. I reached down and grabbed a hold of it, and I know it don't seem like much, but I burned this area right here on my fingers. That's gonna suck. It's probably gonna blister. It feels like it's gonna blister anyway. I went ahead and ran some cold water on it real quick, and probably going to go put some burn cream on it or something, maybe wrap it up, but we'll see. Hopefully it won't blister, but if it does, it's going to suck right there. And then the bad thing was, once it burned me, I couldn't get the freaking glove off. The glove didn't want to come off because I water soaked my leather gloves so they'll fit my hands tight, because I've got these fat little sausage fingers. And so I'd like to have my gloves fit tight. That was a bad option in this, circumstance. But you live and you learn. We all make mistakes. Sometimes the mistakes can cost you. This is a, minute mistake compared to what a lot of people go through, but still hurts like heck. I'll be honest with you. That little bit of burn right there hurts, and it's right there in that corner, so that thing's going to be a pain in the butt. But even still, I'm fixing to eat my breakfast. Okay, so I was just looking back over that footage, and I noticed at some point last night, I must have scratched my nose right there. Ended up with a little sore on it. Don't know how that happened. But anyway, it's a good look for the video, right? It's nasty little sore right there on the side of my nose. Oh well, it happens. Even someone like me can have blemishes, guys. You're not alone.
And she kissed him lightly. Be careful. He smiled, so with caution. It had become his standard reply. Then he was out the door. The Edsel reluctantly turned over after 30 seconds of grinding and John's muttered curses. He roared out of the driveway. They reached what had been a minimum security detention center with its ugly and now useless barrier fence, and turned onto the winding road up to the North Fork Reservoir, the main water supply from the surface of the lake. They reached the dam face of the reservoir, where he had a watch station in place. The two students assigned there came out of the concealed bunker, reporting that they had heard voices echoing across the lake. Voices alone could echo across the lake.
Not too bad looking breakfast. Bacon got a little overcooked. Not bad.
He stood silent for several minutes, gazing across the quarter-mile-wide lake. It looked like a shack of some kind was indeed burning on the far shore. Back before the day, this had been the reservoir for the city of Asheville, and any kind of building within the watershed was strictly forbidden. Chances were it was some kind of still or squat. I'd not know human fire first and ask questions later.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and finish eating my breakfast and listen to my audio book and enjoy this little bit of time sitting here relaxing. Catch back up with you in a minute. Last little bit of coffee for the pot. Well, guys, I've had a really good time out here. Even though it was just a backyard camp out, it was still very relaxing and peaceful out here. And sometimes you just need that, just a little bit of a getaway to just kind of help you, I don't know, get back right. I don't know how to even explain it, but it was enough for me to be able to get out here and relax for a little while. I sat here and drank my coffee, ate my breakfast, and just listened to my audiobook. And it's just nice, man, sitting out here, watching the sun come up. Even though you kind of didn't get a pretty sunrise as much out of it, it was still, it's still nice, you know. This morning wasn't real foggy and dewy, so it just made it for a real nice morning. And it's still fairly cool, even though it's supposed to be upper 80s today, so it's going to get hot pretty quick. But I'm going to sit here, finish this last little bit of coffee, and get this place cleaned up and get everything packed up, cover these pits back up, and get back out of here. Go put all my gear away, and got some things I've got to get taken care of today. So I wish I could spend some more time. I wish I was down at the river, but you know, maybe all this blows over, we'll be able to get us one of those videos in there. So if you haven't already, go down, hit the little subscribe button, subscribe, like the videos, share them with your friends, like I always say. I appreciate you guys watching the videos, and I'll see you next time.